Hi guys, and welcome to my January recap, February out. You know, every time, Lulu, every freaking time. This is the video where I talk about what I've done in the past month. Some things tarot related, some things not. So let's start off with the tarot. My working decks for January were the Dark Mansion Tarot. And then for Oracle, the Foxfire Kitsune Oracle. And I had a lovely time with both of them, especially the Dark Mansion Tarot. Every time I use that deck, I feel just giddy, which, I mean, there are very few decks where I feel like that giddy. Of course, my soul deck is one of those. So I feel like this deck is definitely up there with my Everyday Witch. I just love the Dark Mansion Tarot, and I'm sure you've seen it around a lot because it is taking our community by storm, and for good reason. It's just a great deck. And then also, I don't think I brought it here, but kind of unexpected addition to my tarot collection is the, what is it, Guardian Angel Tarot. The Guardian Angel Tarot, and okay, can you move your ass? Yeah, I have a video on that. If you wanna sit, you wanna come and, okay. I have a video on that. I'll link it, and it just kind of gives you some background as to how I acquired an angel deck, which typically is not my thing. So I worked with that in conjunction with these other two decks and have actually bonded pretty well with that deck. I really enjoyed my readings with that and using it along with my friend. We've been kind of exchanging daily angel card draws because she bought her first two Oracle decks, which are angel themed as well. So, okay, what else? Tarot, of course. Hello, Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. Wow, that was great. I mean, I'm so happy that I made it through the whole thing. It was my first time doing the challenge, and I don't think I anticipated how much time it would take. As much fun as it was, I think that even though my videos were fairly short, and I filmed them in batches, it's still, you know, it takes time to kind of prepare yourself to kind of look at the prompts and have a general idea of what your response is, so you're not wasting anyone's time. But I think really for me, what I didn't anticipate was, and of course, it makes total sense that with a challenge like this, you would be engaging with other people and discovering other channels and watching videos from other tarot tubers and reading, the Facebook responses of people participating in the challenge that way, or Instagram. And so it really took me, that's what took me a lot of time, because I so wanted to comment on everyone's video and just binge watch everyone's series, and I just couldn't. And I remember Amber Scott saying, she posted in the Love of Cards saying, you know, I've been trying to like binge watch and catch up on these Ethany videos for like a few hours now, and my ass is getting numb just sitting here trying to plow through all of these 31 Days of Tarot videos. And I totally could understand where she was coming from. I totally got it. And I still really loved the experience, and I'm glad I got to engage with so many people and find new channels. So that was a lot of fun. For books, I did finish To Ride a Silver Broomstick by Silver RavenWolf. And I will do a video and have just a quick chat about this book Soon. I will upload that soon. This is the first edition. This is the 1993 edition, and since then there have been newer editions, so I don't know if this has been revised to make it a little more contemporary, but in any case, so be on the lookout for that video if you're interested in my thoughts on this book. And then I also finished, and I'm so proud of myself, but I finished this bad boy right here, Tarot on Earth. Oh, I also just kind of binge watched Lisa's study group videos on this to kind of catch up and to get her thoughts and her experiences going through the book. And Lisa's experiences were very much like mine. This book was valuable to me in that it really opened me up to the idea of this new system. It opened me up to the idea of numerology and how we can apply that to tarot and give some of the cards that you see in the Rider-Waite system more flexibility in terms of incorporating that neutrality that then can lend to just more flexible interpretations. So I really loved that. I would say another thing that I appreciated is that this book, Tom definitely reminds the reader throughout the book by having us do some tough exercises that it's really what we want to make it. Yes, he has his own way of doing things and we're following along with his way of Marseille, but ultimately we're creating what best suits us and how we read and how we want to work with the cards. So I really did, I found value in that as well, because ultimately his more methodical, more like linear approach was just something I found personally challenging. So I'm proud of myself that I pushed through it despite that. I did also watch a Marseille video from Kelly from The Truth and Story, where she goes more into the pips and the numerology, and so that was helpful too. So I think that as I continue through the year, I will maybe watch more videos, and certainly gotta practice. I gotta practice with my pip decks. Movies and shows, I didn't see any movies in January. I was trying to get Matt to go see Aquaman because, hello, Jason Momoa. I mean, that's really all we need to say, right? But he was like, okay, yeah, I guess we can, but we just kind of waited around a little too long and the motivation dipped a little bit, so didn't get to see any movies. But I did get to watch Tidying Up with Marie Kondo on Netflix. I finished that entire season. There was one night that I just stayed up binge watching episode after episode and was late to work the next day and was pretty much a zombie that entire day because I couldn't stop watching. It was interesting for me to see these different families and couples and these scenarios and their reasoning for keeping, wanting to hold on to the things that they had accumulated in their place, because I feel like I'm very much the opposite. I tend to want to purge. I get into these moods where these insatiable urges just come over me of like, I just need to let shit go. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that in my depth ear video, which I plan to record and upload very, very soon, since we are 1 full month into depth ear. But yeah, so I enjoyed that a lot. For February, my working tarot deck is going to be the Bohemian Gothic. It is about time that I give this tarot deck a try. And I recently heard that they don't have many copies in stock over at Baba Studios, and it might soon go out of print without any intention of reprinting. So for those of you who have this on your wish list, if there are copies still available, you might want to snatch one up, because this might be out of print. So I'm glad to have it. I am looking forward to what this might bring for me, given that my past experiences with dark themed decks haven't really been very satisfying for me. So we shall see if the hype is indeed true. I'm not going to pick an Oracle deck. I'm going to take a break from Oracle. I don't have many Oracles anyway, so they will get their attention throughout the year. But instead, I am really excited to keep working with the Spirit Keepers Tarot, and specifically the Book of Maps. Now, I did do a previous video talking about the Spirit Keepers Tarot and how I believed that, you know, it really wasn't just a deck that you used if you were interested in the occult. It's not that limiting of a deck, and that's how I kind of began with the Spirit Keepers Tarot, just more of a kind of a fluid entry into working with the deck instead of getting too bogged down with all of the information and all of the esotericism. Now, since then, I have been easing my way into this book as well, and I'm ready to just dive even deeper. Take what is useful, and just, I bought this cheap little notebook here to really, to jot notes down, to journal, and to capture what is most useful to me in working with this deck. And I don't really have a specific timeline. I'm not going to tell myself, oh, I'm going to finish this by February. I just don't think that's feasible. I don't want to rush myself. So this will be kind of an ongoing project for me in the background. So I'm really excited to do that. For reading fiction, I have planned only to read Ella Enchanted so far for this month. And that might be an odd choice, but my line editor and friend, she knew I was having trouble with thinking of comp titles for my manuscript. So when you submit to agents, they will inevitably ask for other works, other novels that you can compare yours with, so that they have an idea of how they would categorize your novel. And so I was just having a lot of trouble with that because, yeah, I just feel like my novel is a little bit different from other fairy tale retellings that I've read. My line editor mentioned Ella Enchanted as being a possible comp title, so I figure I really should read it if I'm going to mention it to agents. And I haven't seen the movie. I know it was a movie. I didn't even know it was a book until it was mentioned as a possible comp title, so maybe I'll see the movie. I don't know if it's worth seeing. You guys tell me. And I'm not going to commit myself much more in February because this same line editor and friend, she just asked me to beta read her new novel. So I want to leave enough time and energy to devote to beta reading and providing feedback to her manuscript, because it does take a lot of time. The way I beta read is to actually, make comments and suggestions throughout the novel. So that does take some time, but I'm looking forward to reading her new manuscript. She's an excellent writer. And those are my plans for this month. So we shall see how it goes. Thank you once again for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.